What's the difference between StreamYard and Zoom when it comes to doing podcast interviews remotely? I get asked this question all the time, so let's jump into it. All right, here we are in the back end of StreamYard. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of interviews here. I've got some experience with StreamYard. I'm multicasting to my personal Facebook page, the Facebook page for the podcast, the YouTube channel, and the Twitch channel. It's called multicasting. And it also goes to a couple other platforms, for example, LinkedIn. I'm not a member of LinkedIn Live, so it doesn't let me go there. But if you were, you can sync it with that. Zoom, on the other hand, will go to Facebook, but out of the box, it won't go to YouTube and Twitch and other platforms. So that's one thing to note. Another thing to note is that you can download the files here directly online. So in StreamYard, you can go to the file download the video and audio combination file or the audio only file. The main thing to note here is that the audio only file and the video audio file are going to have one audio track. So you're not going to have a separate audio track for the host and a separate audio track for the guest, which means if the guest is really quiet and the host is really loud, you can't just do one blanket volume increase on the guest to make it so the volume is even across the board. You have much less editing options and post-editing for audio using StreamYard versus Zoom, which lets you have two separate audio tracks. Now, on my YouTube channel, this is what it looks like to the viewer watching the live stream. So they see a chat box to the right of it while they're watching the guest and the host talking. In the bottom left corner, you got the name of each person, and I can write comments that get sent out to each social platform. I can choose to send it to all social platforms or just to one particular one. Like if someone leaves a YouTube comment, I can just say, post on YouTube, hey, welcome to the stream, and directly relate to them. I can also pull comments onto the screen, which is pretty cool. So here's on YouTube, I'm pulling in a Facebook comment and then live streaming that onto YouTube. So it gives you a lot of engagement for bringing in those comments to the stream. On the other hand, if you're using Zoom, Zoom's not going to let you bring in those comments onto the screen. So if you're streaming to Facebook, you may have Facebook pulled up on your computer and to read those comments, but you're not going to be engaging with the Facebook comments on the screen like you are with StreamYard here. Now let's jump into Zoom real quick. You go to the bottom left corner and open up the audio settings. You'll be able to navigate to recording, where you can change the recording settings. And here you can see that you can record separate audio files for each participant. That's a huge differentiator right now between Zoom and StreamYard, is that you can get two separate audio files, one for the guest, one for the host. Now in Zoom, once you finish interview, it's going to bring up a folder with the audio and video tracks for the whole entire interview. So you're not going to have to download it from the internet like you do in StreamYard, because in Zoom it is all stored locally during the actual interview, and then it's just saved as files instantly right when you're done with the interview. And here it's going to have a video file and an audio file. Both are going to be the same as what you would get from StreamYard. They're both combined audio tracks. And if you go into the folder, you can see that you got a separate audio track for each the host and the guest. So here I interviewed Ed Bolian, and then you've got my audio track here as well. And that is hugely useful in post-editing and editing the audio tracks. So depending on what your needs are, if you have to do a lot of post-editing with your guests, or if you do a lot of post-editing for yourself, or some kind of combination between the two, then Zoom definitely has an edge in that regard compared to StreamYard, where it only can give you a combined audio track with both the host and the guest. Now again, in this video, I'm not going to be deep diving into all the features of StreamYard and Zoom. Each of them have a ton of features. What I'm doing is I'm just talking about what a podcaster would care about and what would change your decision from using StreamYard versus Zoom. A lot of the other features that I didn't talk about overlap between the platforms, so you can just assume that they're both good for most of the other things. Now, as a recap, if you want to live stream to multiple platforms, more than just Facebook, and you want to incorporate the live comments, so when people are watching on different platforms, you can pop them up on the screen and interact with people live. And it's not a big deal to have two separate audio tracks. Or if you don't even want to live stream, but you want to do just a video or even audio only podcast, but you want some of the features that StreamYard gives you, which is they've got banners, they got some nice overlay features. You may not want to live stream and use the comment features, but you may want to use some of the the banners and overlay features. So look into that a little bit. Then StreamYard's going to be the way to go for you. If you don't care about the 2 separate audio tracks and everything else sounds good, then go ahead and use StreamYard. If you're trying to live stream the podcast and you're fine just going to Facebook and you don't really need to bring the comments on, then Zoom's good for that as well. And just to reiterate the importance of having 2 separate audio tracks, if your guest is really quiet and you're really loud, it's very easy in post-editing to just raise the volume of your guest and making it so that you both have the same volume. But if you have one audio track where both you and the guest are combined, it's really, really tedious to go in there and just raise the volume every time the guest speaks, lower the volume every time you speak, raise the volume every time the guest speaks, and just keep doing that through the whole audio file. It's a nightmare. And it also white noise, like maybe the guest had an AC running in the background and it's just this ambient white noise. To apply fixes to all that stuff, you really want separate audio tracks. For me, I've done a good handful of interviews now on StreamYard, and I've been pretty happy with the results of the audio quality. It's been relatively even as far as volume, so I haven't had any interviews that have just been, I had to throw away as a result of audio quality. But some people have much higher standards than I do when it comes to audio quality, and I just want you to be able to make the decision that you need to make based on whatever it is that you're trying to do. And just real quick, I just wanted to say that if you are thinking about migrating to another platform or you don't have one yet and you're looking to sign up, I have an affiliate link in the description where you get a few dollars free for signing up, and then I get like a couple bucks for you signing up. I'm not going to pay my bills with the affiliate link, but if you're going to sign up anyway, then I think on StreamYard you get a free $20, and then I get $10 or something like that. Zoom, there's something similar. So if you're going to sign up and you're not already signed up, then just please use the affiliate link. It helps me out. I hope this video is helpful for you. I know it's important to choose which platforms and softwares you want to use when you do your podcast, and Zoom and StreamYard are 2 great choices. And if you just choose based on your needs, then I think you should just choose between one or the other and not overthink it and not think about, oh, what other options are out there, or can I save a couple extra bucks if I go with one of these other third-party apps. Choose one of these 2 and see which one fits your needs the most. And I hope this video is helpful. Jim, I just appreciate you challenging me to make a video like this. This is my first video where I sat here on camera and just talked to you and gave a tutorial. So thank you for challenging me to do that. Aside from that, thanks for tuning in, and hope you subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you like this video, if it was helpful. Give a thumbs up, and just let me know if you want to see more, or if you have any more questions. All right, before I let you go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my podcast called Why Influence. And what I do is I deep dive into the why behind some of the largest influencers. I've got Chris here. He's the founder of the Podfest. It's the 2nd largest podcast conference in the world. Lobro, he's got a Discord community with over 1,000 people. He's a Twitch streamer. Capgun Tom, he's got over 1 million YouTube subscribers. That dude in blue, he's got another 1 million YouTube subscribers, 250,000 Instagram followers. So a lot of these people are very big influencers. And what I do is I deep dive into why they're sharing, why they're still sharing, what kind of barriers they had to overcome to share, what steps they took to overcome those barriers, what kind of tips and tricks they have for a new influencer, what's the biggest thing to focus on as a new influencer today, and what do they have as their secret sauce, like what set them apart to really give them their success. So that they can share that knowledge to help you grow your influence. And I also deep dive into, the methods of income, because a lot of these guests are full-time influencers and they're bringing their income through different sources, and it's just interesting to hear where their income is coming from. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then I would love for you to just check out the podcast and let me know what you think. After creating this video, I realized that there's one more thing that I forgot to mention as far as the difference between Zoom and StreamYard. One thing I really liked when I was doing Zoom is that it integrated with Calendly. So Calendly is a calendar software, so you can just send a calendar to a guest and have them pick the time that works best for them. And it integrates with Zoom, so anytime they pick the day and time, it would automatically generate an instance and then send them a calendar invite with the Zoom link inside it. And that link is independent of other links, so they get their specific link for joining the interview. Whereas StreamYard does not integrate with Calendly, and it doesn't integrate with any other calendar softwares as of yet. So basically the scheduling has become more cumbersome. So instead of a guest just booking a time and then having everything handled on the back end automatically, now they're picking a time, getting the reminders in the calendar invite through Calendly, this calendar software, and I'm having to manually create the instance in StreamYard and then send them the link for the call. And sometimes that's getting a little bit confusing for guests. They're getting reminders, but it's not having the link. So even though they may have the link in their inbox and I sent it to them multiple times, it's not in the same email that's coming from Calendly. So
It was easier for me to get in to see a local politician than it was to get on your show.
if you want me to post an update once I figure out the calendar situation, then just post in the comments, let me know, and I'll create a follow-up video once I figure that out. All right, thanks again for tuning in.